is Hampton Roads Voices on Hot 91.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not those of Norfolk State University or WNSB-FM. Thank you for listening. Brand new episode of Hampton Roads Voices going down right now. Yay! Super excited. All of those who are interested in buying a home, I have the information for you. Yes, tonight's episode is entitled Be a Homeowner. And I know you have plenty of questions. 823-9110 is Hot 91. Hot 91, your choice for hip hop and R&B. So that was one of the newest ones from SZA, Broken Clocks. And brand new episode of Hampton Roads Voices. Super excited about this one today because we're talking about being a homeowner. And it's such a topic that a lot of people are interested in. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier, but here we are. It is home buying season, I like to call it, because, you know, the kids are about to be out of school. It's warm. Who wants to look at houses when it's cold? So usually when the spring comes, that's when everybody is contacted an agent, and, you know, the for sale signs are going up, and yeah, it's home buying season. So I know you have questions. Buying a home is, of course, a very big purchase, a very big investment. And with you spending thousands of dollars, I'm sure you want to be sure that you're doing everything correctly, that you're hiring the right people, and yeah, you're doing the right thing. So this show is all for you. Any questions that you may have regarding maybe a loan or what you should look for in your real estate agent, of course, we would get to that. But if you have those questions, give us a call, 823-9110-757-823-9110. And like every show, we have special guest experts with me on today. We have Cynthia Lewis. She's a mortgage loan originator with OVM Financial. Hello there, Cynthia.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And we have Chase Womack. He's a real estate agent with Providence Realtor. Hello there,
hey.
Chase.
Hey, how are you today?
I'm doing great. So, of course, we always like to have our special guest experts explain to us why they have been coined a special guest expert for this particular show. So we'll start with ladies first. Miss Cynthia Lewis of OVM Financial. Tell us a little bit about you as a loan officer, a loan originator over at OVM.
Sure. Well, what I do in this business, I've actually been in this business now for 16 years.
Wow.
So what I do is I just work with people and help them secure financing for the purchasing of a home. I currently run a team where I'm at now, so it's 5 of us now on the team.
Ooh.
And we just work diligently. We come together, we put our heads together, and we work to help people get financing to help, reach that ultimate, very achievable goal of home ownership.
I love that. Very achievable. I love that. All right. And Chase Womack, he's with Providence Realtor. Give us a little bit of information about you. And before you do that, I would like to tell our audience that I found him on Instagram, and I really wanted to get him on the show because I'm sure he's going to tell you that one of his purposes is trying to get people into homes. Like that's what, not because you want the money, but because you're trying to help your community. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Right. That's actually my story. I was born and raised in Norfolk, Virginia. And when I got my real estate license, people my age, I'm actually 30, so I started 9 years ago. So I was 20, 21.
Oh, wow.
And people my age wasn't buying houses. When we got our tax returns, we bought cars and everything. So we was more excited about that. And then I was reading on real estate, and then I also worked at a law firm that handled real estate, and I wanted to educate my generation on how to purchase a house and how to invest their money, and versus buying cars and jewelry. And that was one of my main reasons of getting into real estate back then, to help my generation purchasing a house, and that's have been my goal for
forever
from the beginning.
And he has a shirt that says "House Dealer."
Yes, This is actually my clothing line that we just started last year, probably December. Just something different. And we pass out T-shirts to. I also coach agents, so we also give them T-shirts and have house deals. We had a huge event yesterday that we went out down to the beach, and all of us had our house dealer shirts on. So
sounds good to me. Hugging the block, selling them houses. All right. So we have our special guest experts. Of course, we have me, Khilo, as your host, and we have you, Hampton Roads, 823-9110. No question is stupid. No question is too small. If you have a question about becoming a homeowner, as Cynthia says, very achievable goal, then make sure you get those calls in. 823-9110. When we return, we're getting right back into this conversation. Keep it locked right here. It's Hot 91. And I see a whole lot of brown sugar out today because it was a little warm. Hot 91, your choice for hip hop and R&B soul. Brand new episode of Hampton Rose Voices. And tonight's episode is entitled Be a Homeowner. Man, I love this particular topic because Cynthia says, and I'm going to be saying this all show long because it's true, it's very achievable. So whether you are, I think, and I'm going to say this, you know what, back in the day, it was, especially for young women, it was something like, oh, I'm going to buy a home when I get married and, you know, I'll just wait till then. But, you know, nowadays, single women who have got their career, you know, they got a little change. Instead of paying $1,600 in rent, they're buying homes and, you know, not waiting the quote unquote traditional route to buy a home. So I would encourage not only those who are well established, you know, you got your picket fence around your apartment, you got your man, you got your dog, and now you're ready for your house. You know, if you have a little bit of coin and you're ready to own something that belongs to you, I would advise you to go ahead and hop into that ownership field and also hop on the phone and ask any questions that you may need. 757-823-9110, 823-9110. And I have two special guests with me today, special guest experts, I like to call them. We have Cynthia Lewis, mortgage loan originator with OVM Financial, and Chase Womack. He's a real estate agent with Providence Realtor, aka the house dealer, because that's what his shirt says, and I love it. And we have you, Hampton Roads. So make sure you give us a call. We have a couple of you on the phone, so let's get to it. Hi, 81, you're live on the air. Who am I speaking with?
This is Morris.
Hi, Morris. Where are you calling from?
Virginia Beach.
All righty. What's your question, comment, or concern?
Yes. I recently got discharged from bankruptcy in November, and I'm being told that I need to wait probably about 2 or 3 years before I can even, you know, remotely look into buying a home. So I'm wondering what's my best option now to, I guess, start building my credit and everything back up again, as well as, you know, what's the best loans I should look for coming out of a bankruptcy.
Now, Morris, do not be upset with us. We had a quick technical difficulty, but if you can repeat your question, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Morris. So sorry.
Listen, all right. Long story short, the question is, I've being discharged from bankruptcy about 7 months ago, and I need to obviously reestablish myself with credit and all that stuff. I'm being told that I need to wait 2 to 3 years before I can purchase a home. What should I be doing in the meantime to better my chances, and what kind of loan should I look for being a first-time home buyer?
Okay, Morris, that's actually a great question, especially concerning credit. So what you want to do, the great thing that I always say about credit is it can always go up. So during this time frame, what you want to be doing is getting some credit established. A great way is to start with maybe your bank or your credit union where you have a good relationship with. Try a secured account, or if they will give you a regular card, do something of that nature. Keep a small amount. You don't want to do anything excessive, $250, $500, because you don't want to take away from your buying power when you get there. So keep it something very small. Try not to let the balance exceed more than 40% a month. Also during this time frame, because you're going to be on about a two-year waiting period, okay? You have to wait 2 years from your discharge date. So if you're 7 months in, you got about a year and a few more months to go after that, okay? But during this time, like I said, do that secure credit card, do 1 or 2, keep the balances 40% or lower, pay on them every month. Don't pay them off, but pay on them every month. Use and pay. That's what you want to do. Don't get a lot of debt because you don't want to take away from your buying power, and just keep those payments on time. And then after that 2-year mark, once you come out of that, the programs that you're going to want to look at for a first-time home buyer, if you've ever served in the armed services, a VA loan is a great product for you. If you've never served in the armed services and you're just truly a first-time home buyer, VHDA is phenomenal, as well as FHA.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, Cynthia.
So very helpful. One more. Will it help me to go out and actually rent a property? Now, will that help me? Will that help my buying power at all?
Yes, it will. And that's simply
Okay.
because during this time frame, you want to establish yourself. Now, though your rent will not 9 out of 10 times report to your credit report, when you go to apply for that mortgage and you can show that mortgage company that not only have you rebuilt your credit, not only have you reestablished yourself, but you're used to a housing payment and you've done all of
Right.
that while maintaining a housing payment, you are going to be a very strong candidate for home ownership at that time.
Awesome.
That-
Awesome.
That was a great answer that she gave, and I just want to piggyback off on that answer. You also want to go to optoutprescreen.com. So while you're
The
building
pre-screen.
optoutprescreen.com.
I'm trying to write it down and not take up all the time on the show.
That's all right. It's OPT
Right.
OUTPRE.
Out pre-screen. Okay,
.com.
got you.
So while you're rebuilding your credit, you will not get any offers in the mail from like any credit cards or anything like that.
Oh,
So
yeah, they've been coming in like over the last month. They've been flooding me.
Right, because what happens is once you file that bankruptcy, the credit bureau they sell your trade lines, and all other creditors try to basically get you to reopen more debt and more credit.
Right, gotcha. Okay, all right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, Morris. Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
You
do the
too.
same.
Okay, this is why we call them the guest experts. Y'all did that. All right. Keeping the phone lines going, 823-9110-757-823-9110. If you're an avid listener of Hampton Rose Voices, I know that you're used to someone answering the phone and then you're on hold. But if you get the ringing over and over again, stay on the phone, okay? Because I'm going to get to you. All right. Thanks. Hi, T1, you're live in the air. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Ebony.
Ebony, could you turn your radio down for me, please?
Sure.
Thank you. What's your question, comment, or concern?
My question is, I'm trying to buy a home, but I have a lot of outstanding student loans, and I'm trying to figure out what is the best way to attack those. I know I did a consolidation with them, but it still seems like the payment is astronomical, and I don't know if that'll be held against me when I try to purchase a home.
Ebony, great topic to bring up with home ownership. And it's one of those topics that's kind of bittersweet for me because I, too, myself did go to college, and I did incur student loan debt. And unfortunately, to some degree, the market has changed a little bit, but here's how consumers can overcome that. Now we do have to count those student loan payments against you as a consumer. So when you graduate or when you're coming out of school, the best thing to do is negotiate the lowest payment possible for you. If it takes a consolidation, if it takes bringing all of those loans together, go back to that servicer and negotiate the lowest payment possible. So even though the lender is going to have to count that as a debt against you, meaning they're going to have to count that against the income coming in to get you qualified for a home, if you get the lowest payment possible, that will allow you to finance the maximum amount of house that you can afford or the maximum amount that is comfortable for you.
Okay. Now I have one more question about the student loan.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a private loan and had no idea that while everything else was in forbearance or being deferred, that one was not. So now it looks as if it's a severe delinquent account. Is there any way that I can fix that so it doesn't show? Because now I have started rebuilding my credit, so everything else and all my payments are on time, but that one account is tearing it apart.
Okay. First thing you can try and do is reach out to the servicer, explain what happened with that trade line, explain to them how you were under the impression that it was in deferment. If that doesn't work, get it caught up immediately. And contrary to popular belief, don't put it in forbearance, but start paying on it. Those payment histories on that loan, the great thing about credit, like you'll hear me say throughout this show, is it can always go up. So start paying on that loan if they don't expunge the lates. Start paying on that loan, and the further away you get away from the lates, meaning the more payments you start making, the more you're just going to see your score go up. And once you get about 12 months away from the last late, it's really not going to impact your score anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ebony. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
So when we return, we're going to get more into the conversation about becoming a homeowner. We want the calls to continue to keep rolling in. 757-823-9110. It is the number. Hampton Rose Voices. Yes, be a homeowner on Hot 81. Hot 81, your choice for hip hop and R&B soul. We are back. Brand new episode of Hampton Rose Voices today. It is entitled Be a Homeowner. Yes, first time homeowners in particular. But of course, if you are selling a home and you're going into owning your second home or your third home, this show can be for you as well. So 757-823-9110 for all your questions, your comments, your concerns having to do with becoming a homeowner. I have a special guest experts with me today, Chase Womack. He's a real estate agent with Providence Realtor, and Cynthia Lewis. She's a mortgage loan originator with OVM Financial. And of course, you, Hampton Rose. If you are on the phone and you are waiting, please continue to wait. We have not even gotten into like the questions or anything like that because we've been so caller focused, which I love. So please, please, please wait. I really appreciate that. So first and foremost, when we think of buying and renting, some people are like, you know what? I don't think I'm ready to be a homeowner. It's just so much and blah, 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 blah. So can you explain to us, special guest experts, why one should buy instead of renting? Both of you guys can hop in.
Okay, I'll go first on this one then. I think you should buy a home for one, because you have to live somewhere. So that's the whole thing. The whole thing of everything why people want to continue renting is the education of buying a home. We're scared to step out there. We're scared to call the loan officer to see what steps we need to take to purchase a home.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're still going to live somewhere. You have to live somewhere. A lot of excuses I hear, is I don't have the money or I need a new job. But, if you really sit down and look at your situation, how much did your pay increase in over 5 years? But at the same time, you continue paying your rent every month.
Right.
So if you take that into consideration and call the loan officer and see what your buying ability or your buying power is, you can purchase a home. There are a lot of grants and different programs out here for that. They say, well, I don't have the down payment money. A lot of people get tax returns. It's a lot of different avenues. There's a lot of different ways to purchase a home. But the first step is educate.
I always like to say, before Cynthia chimes in, I always like to say, in this area, rent is so expensive. So in some cases, if you can afford to pay rent, which sometimes be like $1,600 a month,
right,
and you getting like 2 little bedrooms,
right,
then you can more than likely pay mortgage. And sometimes mortgage is a little less cheaper than rent sometimes because, the homeowners or the owners of the apartment complex, they have to make a profit as well. So they paying their mortgage, the mortgage that you paying on top of whatever they trying to make off of you. So in some cases.
Right. And also, Cynthia can agree to this. A lot of people don't know that when you purchase a home, your income changes, as in you have different tax credits at the end of the year. You actually can make more. You can see more of your check at the end of the year or during the year.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. We had a tax season show a couple weeks ago, and that's what they were talking about. Shout out to PC Financial Services.
Terry on.
Terry on and
guy.
Larry, I think his name was. Yes. Yeah, he was saying buying a home give you certain tax credits. Cynthia, did you want to add to that? Why should one buy instead of rent?
I absolutely agree with Chase. One of the biggest reasons is the tax benefit. You're definitely going to be able to give yourself a pay raise from owning a home. You're going to get more deductions and more tax benefits. But also, too, as you said, especially in this area, Hampton Roads is very unique where you can more than likely own a home for less than what you're paying for an apartment.
Wow.
And what people need to realize when you're purchasing a home is it's a vehicle for investments. It is an investment vehicle like stocks or anything else. So instead of taking your hard-earned money and paying someone else's mortgage or paying someone else's rent.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the landlords out there. Shout out to all of them. But invest in yourself. Put your money into yours so that you can reap the benefits, so that you can gain equity, so that over time with improvements and different things like that, you can reap some of your hard labor and get something out of that and get the benefits.
Right. And then I know something else, and we're going to get to the phones in a little bit, 823-9110. Another thing that some young people say is like, I don't know how long I'm going to be here. Yeah, that's all well and good, but you don't have to, that's not, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but you can rent out your property when you go out and do whatever you want.
Start your financial portfolio.
Exactly. Get some money in your pocket. Okay.
And I heard that excuse all the time. Well, I'm not going to be here that long, this, that, and third. Well, you know, I tell people, because I'm a landlord as well.
Okay.
And a property manager as well. But if you take renting a house and buying a house like you do a rental car, it's a short-term thing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
You know, you go to Enterprise, you rent the car for a week or two,
right?
And you take it back, and then you buy a car. Even if you get in a car accident or something, you're going out looking for a car while you're in that rental car. So we take that same mindset as in purchasing a home. Okay, I'm gonna sit in this house for 6 months to a year. In that time, I'm getting my credit together, and I'm looking for a home of to buy. And then, okay, 3 years later, you want to move. Okay, now I can move, still purchase another house, and rent this house out and potentially make a profit.
Man, what a nice profit. And how Airbnb is set up these days.
Oh, that is crazy.
Man. All right, let's get to the phone lines. Hi, 91, you're live on the air. Thank you so much for holding. Who am I speaking with? Oh, I'm sorry. One more time. Who am I speaking with?
Angel.
Hey, Angel. What city are you calling from?
Norfolk.
All right, Norfolk. Hey. All right, what's your question, comment, or concern?
My only question was, when you're looking to purchase, is it better to go ahead and purchase something already, or to actually build from the bottom, like purchase a lot and then build up?
Good question.
That's a great question. The first step is basically knowing your buying power. And once you know your buying power, then you'll have your options of, okay, well, can I get a lot and can I build on this lot? Or can I get something already existing and move into that? So first you have to find out what your buying power is, because what a lot of people don't understand is that when you're out there looking for lots and saying that you want to purchase a home, but you want to look for a lot, you have to understand that some mortgage offices, well, some banks do not loan on raw land. So you have to understand that as well. So once you take the first step of knowing your buying power and what you're pre-approved for, then you can take the step of the options of, okay, do I want something new or do I want something currently existing?
Okay, Angel, does that answer your question?
All right, well, yes, thank you.
No
Y'all have a good one.
You
do
too.
the same.
Bye-bye. Hi, 91, you're live on the air. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Ashley.
Hi, Ashley. Could you turn your radio down for me, please?
Yes, I did.
All righty. What's your question, comment, or concern?
Okay, so being a first-time home buyer, I do at least know my buying power, but I wanted to know how much of a ballpark should I be looking towards saving as far as the down payment is concerned for my first home.
Good question. How much should you be saving for a down payment?
Great question. So there are a lot of different products. It's going to depend on your financial background and your portfolio. The most popular products that we're going to see for first-time home buyers is either going to be a VHDA, FHA plus loan, and you could actually Google that information at vhda.com. Okay. That loan product does offer 0% or 100% financing, I should say, 0% down payment. You do, however, have to have at least 1% of your purchase price available for the transaction. So if you're buying a $200,000 home, though you don't have to put money down, you do have to have about $2,000 in reserves.
Okay.
Next product, lowest down payment product available is going to be a FHA loan, which requires 3.5% of your purchase price. And then there is a conventional loan that has 3% down payment. And then there's also one that has 5%. So it's going to take a few pieces of the pie to kind of put together what's going to be the best loan program for you. But I gave you the products that have the lowest to no down payment available.
Okay.
And please, can I add on to that?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. With the 1% that you was telling her, your 1% can be the earnest money deposit.
Correct.
Okay. So the earnest money deposit is a deposit that you're going to have to put down regardless. It makes the contract binding. So that's something that you have to put down regardless. And home inspection, appraisal,
correct,
as well. So that's another step that you have to put down regardless. So those programs that your lender that she will be getting for you, that is a great program, VHDA, and she would definitely try to get you approved for that.
And he's 100% correct. So when I say invested in, so I can elaborate for everyone listening, when we say invested into or in reserves, those funds can be in the transaction, as we called, as Chase just expounded upon and said, your earnest money deposit and your appraisal. It can be a part of your transaction.
Right.
So we do count those funds as well.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Great. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you,
welcome. Good luck to
Ashley.
you.
Let's keep those calls coming in. 757-823-9110. We're talking about being a homeowner. So walk us through the process of buying a home. So we're hearing all these terms that we don't know about: earnest money deposit, appraisal, all that stuff like that. What in the world is that stuff from the beginning? So walk us through the process of thinking, I want to buy a home, to being at the closing table. Like, oh, now I'm a homeowner.
Well, how the world thinks right now is, they just go online. And,
Trulia.
Go Trulia, Zillow, and just find a realtor and say, hey, I want this house. But no, actually the process starts with the loan officer. The loan officer, I call it the team. It basically, you come to us and we sit you down at the table and we talk about your visions of what you want to do and your goals and how we're going to get you there. The loan officer first, pull your credit and everything, make sure that everything is right. And if it's not right, she'll get you there. And then after that, once you know your buying power, as I always saying, your buying power, because that's big to us realtors. We don't want to take people out without knowing your buying power, because how can you go, to a $500,000 house
Yes.
that you've seen on Zillow,
And you can only afford $75,000.
Right. So once you know your buying power, then you tell your real estate agent what you're looking for, and we go on the market. It's called the MLS, and see what's on the market, and kind of show you a few houses, and then we go from there. You can take over after that.
Absolutely. Well, the biggest thing I think is the home buying process is not as daunting as people think it is.
Right.
I mean, it's fun.
Right.
And I don't say because I do it every day,
fun.
but it is fun. It's fun. Shopping is fun. So to be able to go and shop and look for houses is definitely something exciting. So as Shay said, you want to start with your buying power. You want to figure out not just how much you can buy, but what's comfortable.
Right.
You know, what does $250,000 look in a 30-year fixed monthly payment?
Right.
And not just, oh, I can afford this, but know your life. You know, if you like to go out and eat twice a week, or, you know, if you travel, or, you know, have a shopping like to shop, I'm gonna call it problem, like to shop, you know, those are things that you want to be cognizant of when you're purchasing a home.
Right.
A good idea or a good range is to say, okay, I'm renting for this month, and I'm comfortable there, so I could probably comfortably do this much or a little more. So first you start with your buying power. Then once you get what I call the golden ticket, which is your approval letter, you've sat down with your lender, we've gone through all your docs, we've talked about what's comfortable, what you can afford, what the payments look like, where the interest rate more than likely is going to be, how long it's going to take you to close, what your down payment is going to be. Then we give you that piece of paper that gives you, you know, that weapon to go out there. And then you really start the fun, which is you get out there with your agent, you start looking at houses, you find something that
Right.
you like that's comfortable for you, and then you start the negotiation processes of the contract.
Yeah.
And that's when you make your offer. Chase, you know, this is
Yeah,
your lane.
let's
Jump
get
in
into
on
that.
me.
Yeah, because you try to skate through that. Like that's talking about, you go from there. So after, you guys are out, you're looking at homes, and then you find your home, like, this is the one, Chase. Where do we go from there?
Then what I do, I can speak for a lot of people too as well. What I do is I bring you back to the office, sit you down, and we talk about the comps in the area. We talk about what you want to offer. My goal is to protect you in the paperwork as much as possible, to get you the best deal as much as possible, to get the seller to pay all of the concessions and everything. That is my goal when I sit down. And my goal is to also help you understand what is a reasonable offer. Because, again, going back to Zillow and all these shows and everything, a lot of people think that they just come in and, all right, cool. There's a brand new house. It's at $250,000. Let's offer them $180,000.
Right.
Yeah, it's not
That's a
realistic.
slap in the face.
It's not realistic. But, you know, people actually get mad at you when you don't offer. So what I do is educate them on what I have to do and what the market is and what everything is selling for and how this is a good investment and that you're not overpaying and that you're getting a great deal.
And when you say comps, you mean the homes in the neighborhood?
Comparables in the area, in the area. And right now in the Hampton Roads area, what people are not understanding, and this, even if you have a realtor right now and I hear clients all the time, well, I like this house, but let's look again tomorrow. What you have to stop that, because in this area is a lot of, if you like one house, 8 other people like that house.
Oh, well, we're definitely in the market right now. It's a bidding war. We have more buyers than we have inventory.
Wow.
So this is getting back to the days I call the Wild Wild West,
Right.
the early 05s, 06, 07s, where if you're stepping into a house, not to put pressure, of course, always be comfortable and confident in what you're doing. But if you like something, you're in a place now where you're going to have to pull the trigger, because when you go home and think about it, somebody else has stepped up and it's going to be under contract.
And I'm glad because I can think like a seller, because I also build and sell homes too. So when I get an offer, I'm waiting another day to see what else. Okay, they want 3% closing costs. They want a fence too. I'm waiting tomorrow to see what another person is saying.
Yep.
Because I know that 3 other people like this same house. So I'm trying to get the best deal. And so I urge people, if you're in the process right now, listen to your agent. Your agent knows.
They're a professional.
But is your agent really, again, they are the professionals. Like, they're not trying to just get a check and rush you. They know what this market is in Hampton Roads.
Right. Now, some of them are. Let's
Yeah,
say.
yeah. Some of them are.
But, if you got somebody like Chase that sits you down and let you know what's up. So, and I'm trying to be as thorough as possible. Now, we don't have to go through every little detail, but after we find the home, and then let's just say the seller and the buyer agrees to the terms. After that,
Ratification.
okay,
Ratified.
ratification. Yep, and ratification means when everybody agrees.
Yes, I had that conversation with somebody today, an agent today. Ratification means when both parties agree on all the terms, meaning you have all signatures and everybody is on the same accord and you have a closing date.
Okay, so between that time and the closing date, what is the buyer doing?
They're nervous. They call your phone. Hey, what's going on?
Right.
Hey, what's going on? But no, during that time, usually you have a home inspection. You have if it's an older home, you have a termite inspection. You have the loan officer asking for more documents that they asked for the beginning. But, so they're just,
They've expired.
Right. So during that process, you're going through that. A lot of buyers get nervous because it's all fast and then it's quiet.
Yeah.
So they get nervous, and we're working. The loan officer is getting the loan through the underwriting and everything, getting everything, all the T's crossed, I's dotted, so you can get into that home. So, but most of during the time is home inspection, termite inspection, appraisal. Make sure you're not overpaying for your house.
And they're getting real comfortable with us as the lender at that point in time, because to truly formally apply for a loan, we have to have a house.
Right.
We have to have a property that is ratified and a asset, so to speak, that we can order an appraisal on. So once the buyer ratifies, that's when, and most lenders, and especially myself and my team, we get our documents up front. We're making sure you're good before you get your heart set on anything.
Yes.
Before you go out there and look in the market, we're making sure that you are solid and this is a closed loan.
Yes.
But once you ratify, now we're formally applying for the loan. Now we're formally getting the documents over to FHA, VA, VHDA, whomever, whatever institution that they're going through to get their loan. And then we are actually going through that process. And for us, it's about a 2.5 week process. We close in about 19 days, or we take a loan from start to finish in about 19 days. So for about 19 days, they get to become real familiar with myself and my team, and we get all their financials. And we do ask for some documents over again, but it's typically because once from the time that we've asked for them before to the time they're actually ratified, documents due in the lending world expire.
Right.
So we've got to update them.
Yeah, because if you and your real estate agent have been looking at homes for, let's say, a month or 2 months or 3 months, those documents are kind of stale.
Absolutely.
So I'll tell you what a great conversation and getting to know what exactly it takes to be a first-time home buyer. Let's get those calls going, 757-823-9110. And I would advise you, if the phone is ringing and ringing and ringing, please continue to stay on the phone. I would get to you as soon as I can. And when we return, we're going to continue the conversation. Make sure you keep it locked right here. Oh, and that number, of course, is 757-823-9110. 823-9110 gets you in with all of your homeowner questions. It is Hampton Roads Voices. Be a homeowner on Hot 91. On your choice for hip hop and R&B soul. Brand new episode of Hampton Roads Voices tonight entitled Be a Homeowner. So this is specifically for our first-time homeowners. Well, no, I won't say specifically, but it's catered to our first-time home buyers because you know what? You got a lot of questions. You're a little afraid. You're scared. Even the potential first-time home buyers, you're thinking about buying a home, but you're like, I don't know about all of that. I still got questions. Yes, we got you. Okay. We got special guest experts on the show right now. Chase Womack, real estate agent with Providence, Realtor. And Cynthia Lewis, mortgage loan originator, OVM Financial. Is Providence Realtor correct, Chase? Am I saying that right?
Providence Realty. But it's fine.
Okay. No worries. So, yeah, Cynthia's here, Chase is here, Khilo is here, and you are here. 757-823-9110. 823-9110 is the number, and we're going to hop right into our phone lines. Hi, 81, you're live on the air. Who am I speaking with?
This is Michelle,
Hey, Michelle. What city are you calling from?
Chesapeake.
Hi, Chesapeake. That's where I'm from, too. What's your question, comment, or concern?
Trying to get some clarification with the process of buying a short sale or a foreclosed home regarding the inspections. So when you're interested in a short sale, do they tell you what's wrong with the property up front, or do you have to invest in that inspection to find out and maybe lose it if you're no longer interested?
Okay, with a short sale, there's a lot of parts going with that. With a short sale, first the homeowner that is selling the house, they're actually trying to sell the house for less than what they owe the bank. So usually they don't even know what's wrong with the house because they're going through a situation that they've never been through. So 9 times out of 10, no, they don't know what is wrong with the house or what's wrong with the inspection. That's why you hire a home inspector, and he goes in the house and go through it, the roof, the attic, everything, look for anything and give you a report, and you can decide from that report, are you satisfied what's wrong with that house or what's not wrong with that house. So to answer your question, 9 times out of 10, no, because of the situation that person is already going through on a short sale house. And with foreclosures, foreclosures are bank owned. So with that being said, it's actually somebody in, and I'm just naming a state, Utah, behind a desk, that's looking at a number that the house foreclosed on and sending it to a realtor down here and saying, hey, we need to sell this house. So they actually never been in that house on the foreclosure side. So no, they don't know what's wrong with that house as well. So that's why it's very, 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 very important to hire a great home inspector.
All right. I definitely appreciate that information. Now, also in regards to short sales, I heard it takes a really long time to close.
Yes. And the reason being, again, of what I stated from the start is that with a short,
the bank.
Yeah, because of the bank, and with a short sale, they have to make sure that when you purchase the house, that the house is free and clear, that the bank is not going to come back and attach liens on the property for what the previous owner did or did not pay. So that's why they have to make sure that there's no other liens, no second liens, That's why it's such a long process, because it's a long negotiations between the bank, and it could be other banks, especially if there's more than one loan on that bank or more than one lien on that bank.
Right.
So short sales can definitely be a great deal, but if you need to find something very quick, fast, in a hurry, I wouldn't suggest a short sale.
Right.
But if you have time, yeah, get a short sale.
All right. I really appreciate it. Thank you both.
No problem.
Thank you.
Bye.
Let's keep those calls going. 823-9110. 823-9110 is the number. And if you're hearing the ringing over and over and over again, do not worry. I am going to get to you, but please stay on the phone while it is ringing, okay? All right, so a real estate agent. Now, a little bit about Khilo. I did a little real estate on the side, okay? And so what I was getting when, you have to follow up with some people because they put in a request on Zillow and said they want to see your home, and now they don't want to answer your calls because you sound like a telemarketer. So some people are like, you know what, I don't really like real estate agents because they like salespeople and blah, 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 la, 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 la. So what exactly, Chase, what exactly is, and even Cynthia, what is a real estate agent? What do they do? Why are they there? Yeah, let's start there.
Since this is Hot 91, I'm not a real estate agent anymore. I'm a house dealer.
You a house dealer.
I
like that.
That's what we're going to do. I'm a house dealer.
So what's a house dealer do?
A house dealer do, what we do is, again, we protect you in your paperwork. We find you the best house possible. We get you the best deal possible. When I first started, what we did, we'll put you in our car, drive you around, and bring you back to the office. And that was about 9 years ago. Nowadays is, okay, I'm going to send you an email. I'm like, you send emails now? Like, they don't even, hey, you go drive out there. They tell the client, you go drive out there and you tell me if you like it or not. Then I come out there and open up the door for you. And then I'm sending you an email of the contract. But I don't do that. I actually put the client in the car. We drive around. We go look at different homes and come back to the table, pick a house, and protect you in your paperwork, educate you on the process, talk to your loan officer, set up your home inspection, set up the appraisal, set up your termite inspection, and make sure that you have everything in place. Make sure you have a great closing agent or attorney that can explain what you are signing at the closing table versus just signing 100 pieces of paper. And then at the end, I give you a key and we take a picture and put it on Instagram.
Now,
I think Chase is being modest. He's being very modest.
Because real estate agents are low-key therapists, okay, in the late night hour.
Exactly.
Oh,
It's not a job to be underrated by any means. I mean, I think the biggest part of having an agent is you wouldn't go to court with a lawyer, with the defendant's attorney. Right. You need somebody out there, advocating for you. You need somebody out there checking into and making sure your best interests are taken care of. This is a huge purchase. This is one of the biggest purchases most people will ever make in your life. It's not a sweater. You can't take it back to Macy's if it doesn't work out.
Wow.
So you need a real estate agent because that person is going to make sure from A to Z that you're protected and that your best interests are put above anything else.
I like that. Well articulated.
Don't underestimate yourself, sir. You do a lot.
Yeah.
No, but it is because, especially with first-time home buyers, you actually have to really be there and hold their hand and explain to them, because it could be the first person in their entire home that's purchasing a house. So they're getting all this backlash. Oh no, you shouldn't do it. I remember one time where somebody was told, nah, you don't need to buy that house. You got to buy Christmas. Christmas is coming up. Mm-hmm. So, it's just that mentality where you have to explain to them, hey, this is going to help your son or your daughter, like, break the chain, like, educate them on it. And so we do take on their other problems because it's hard for them, especially when you have somebody that your mom or your dad telling you, no, don't do it. No, you buying a house?
Right.
Why don't you just rent?
Yeah. 823-9110. If the phone is ringing and ringing and ringing, stay on the phone for me, okay? I'm coming to you. So with a real estate agent, and I lost my train of thought, but you know what? That's why I have this in front of me. With a real estate agent, what should I look for in a great real estate agent? So, of course, there are millions out there, but if you had to give me, 5 good characteristics of an awesome real estate agent, what would they be?
He has to be tall.
Dark and handsome.
Dark and handsome. Wait, I'm describing myself.
A little comedian.
No, but seriously, you have to find a agent that's just not out for a check. Like that's the biggest thing. Like you have to find an agent that has your best interest and that will fight for you and that will answer the phone at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I seen this one agent on Instagram. She's out, at the helping repairs. Like, I said, yo, that's a great agent. Yes, like her caption was, "Oh, it's gonna close. We getting to that table. We getting to that table, like by any means necessary." And that's the type of agent you need because some people it's just like, "Oh, okay, if it closed, it closed."
Right.
Or some people is like, yo, they need to buy this house because I got this bill due.
Yeah.
That's much.
Yeah.
So it's just on someone that you can relate to, somebody that you can work with, somebody that's going to work with you, somebody that's going to take on your problems and help you get through it. Because especially with first time home buying, because like you said, I tell people it's like learning how to swim. They push you in the pool, and you got to have that coach to coach you to. It's okay, breathe.
Yeah. Or hold you up a little bit.
Or hold you up.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Now, last but not least about this real estate agent thing. I know when I was back in real estate, people were like, I really can't afford having a real estate agent right now. So debunk the myth right now. How much do buyers have to pay their real estate agent?
Zero.
Nothing.
Absolutely
Zero.
nothing.
You do not pay your real estate agent. You don't. Explain, please.
So your real estate agent other job is to also negotiate their fee
Okay.
into the negotiations when you're purchasing your home. The seller actually pays the real estate agent their fee. Now, if your real estate agent is charging you, you need to find another real estate agent because they can negotiate their fee once the home is purchased, and the seller will pay them.
Yep. All right, let's get to these phone lines. 823-9110, 823-9110. Stay on the phone if the phone is ringing, okay?
We need some homeowners to call in.
Some homeowners. Yeah, thank you, Chase, for reminding me. If you are a homeowner and you've already bought your home and you were a first-time home buyer, but you know what? You got through it. Can you call in and share your testimony, please?
Yes.
823-9110. Hi, 81, you're live on the air. Who am I speaking with?
Hello?
Hello there.
Can I say hi to my daddy?
Oh, you sure can, sweetie. What's your name?
Kennedy?
Kennedy.
Hey, Kennedy.
Oh, do you help your dad sell the houses?
Yes.
Yeah. She said she need her cut.
She actually has a company, Kennedy Homes.
Oh,
And she has her own construction company.
That is awesome.
And she's good with the marketing, calling in. Look at her.
Yeah.
Natural.
She got on her house dealer shirt today, too. She wore it to school. All right, Kennedy. Talk to you later, baby. Love you.
Say love you. Love you.
I love it. Hi, 91, you're live on the air. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Aisha.
Hi, Aisha. What city are you calling from?
Virginia Beach.
Alrighty. What is your question, comment, or concern?
What I wanted to know is about the closing costs. You sort of briefly said the word, but what are the closing costs and who pays them? Who's responsible for taking care of them?
Great question.
Great question. Great question. So closing costs, what most people don't know is that closing costs are comprised of 3 fees. Part of it is the lender's fees. Then you have the settlement fees that come from either the settlement company or the settlement attorney. And then you have what they call your escrow fees. I'm sorry. So the responsibility of paying those fees are actually yours as the buyer. Right now we're in a market and it's changing a little bit, Hampton Road. So, you've definitely got to pay attention to the market that we're in. We're in a market now, I think Chase can agree to some degree with me, is that where we're still able to get some concessions from sellers. But like I said earlier, inventory is low and we have more buyers than we have inventory. So
it's a seller's market.
It's a seller's market, which means they're able to demand or kind of control what's to be paid. So now we're seeing a lot more in this market where sellers, on average, it takes about 3% to close a loan. I'm seeing a lot right now. Sellers are coming back and only maybe agreeing to pay 1% of that purchase price or 1% of that cost.
Right.
Versus traditionally over the last few years, we've seen everything get paid to where on some programs, people were even getting money back.
Oh, wow.
So to answer your question, it is your responsibility as the buyer, and what cannot be negotiated as concessions in that contract will be your responsibility to pay.
And let me also piggyback off that question, because I get this a lot as well, that with my buyers, they get confused on closing costs and down payment. That is two separate things.
Right.
So closing costs, like she was just stating, it is negotiated, and it can be negotiated into the contract. Down payment is a down payment. Two different things.
And that is yours as the buyer's responsibility. Now, the great thing is a lot of products do allow for, if you have generous parents or a great grandmother or aunt or someone who wants to gift you those funds can be gifted to you for the down payment. But just like when you go to put a down payment on a car, that's separate from paying the tax and title on the car. Same thing with the house. There's the down payment, like Chase said, and then there are the closing costs. And that down payment is definitely your responsibilities. Closing costs can be negotiated if the seller is willing to do so, but if not, then that falls on the buyer as well.
Sounds good. I know that's a lot of information.
No, that actually helps a lot. I actually am going to be beginning my journey. I actually got my letter on last Friday.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Congrats.
That's what I like to hear.
So I just wanted to clarify that, because actually that's something I just discovered just by looking at my paperwork. I was like, hold up. I'm going to have to pay this too.
A lot of zeros, right?
Yeah. And I don't have, I'm not with the, veterans. So I have VA benefits. So I'm, trying to make sure I have all my ducks covered when I go to the table and finally get my paperwork filled out. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to take care of this amount and this amount, which I already have my down payment. I got that set. But I have to maybe get in the streets a little bit more and make sure I got my closing costs covered.
You got it. You got it. I heard it in your voice. You got it.
Yeah. Good luck to you.
Congratulations again.
All right. Thank you. And thanks for having this program, too. I love these on Friday. They are very informative, and you guys need to never change this program.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Aisha.
All right. Thank you.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye.
823-9110, 823-9110 is the number. When we return, we're going to continue this conversation about home ownership, especially for the first-time home buyers. We're going to figure out how important credit is. Is it very important? Is it a little bit important? Is cash king in this home buying process? And also, what does it mean to be pre-approved for a home loan? Does that mean you're good to go or not? All right. So make sure you stay on the phone if you are calling 757-823-9110 and keep it locked. It's nothing like a little Michael. Yes, Hot 81, your choice for hip hop and R&B. So we are in the middle. Well, kind of at the tail end now. We've been having a really good time talking about being a first-time home buyer. Yeah. Very great episode of Hampton Roads Voices. So I want to remind you that we have the information of our special guest experts, who I will reintroduce in a second. But we have their information on Facebook. So our Facebook is WNSB, Hot 91.1 FM. So go ahead and log on to there and get their information if you want to work with them for your home owner needs. And then also our YouTube channel. So we just had a really great a compliment from Aisha when she called in, saying that she loved the program and how we come up with great topics each and every week. We want to thank you for that. And if you want those to continue, or if you missed some from a week that you wasn't in your car or something like that, log on to our Facebook page. Not Facebook, I'm tripping. YouTube, Hampton Roads Voices on YouTube. You can get all of our episodes that we've broadcasted in the past. Now, I do want to remind all of our faithful listeners, and I will repeat this at the end of the show, that we'll be going on a brief hiatus, a brief break until June. Okay, so Khilo is on to bigger and better things. Thank the Lord. This is my last show. Hallelujah. Bittersweet. Yay. Yes, I love the show. Love it, love it, love it. But I'm heading to another radio station. So that's a really good look for me. But
what's up. Congratulations.
Thank you for that.
I'm glad you had us on your last show.
I know.
Yes, thank you. But we're going to have a really, really great guest, and not guest, but a new host and producer. I'm going to keep her a surprise, because if you have been paying attention to the news, hint, hint, in the Hampton Roads area for a very long time, she would definitely be your brand new host. So that is coming up, and make sure you pay attention to us on social media to figure out who that new host will be in June. Okay? All right. So back to the show. We have special guest experts with me on today. Chase Womack, real estate agent with Providence Realty, and Cynthia Lewis, mortgage loan originator with OVM Financial, and you, Hampton Road, 757-823-9110. Let's get to these phone lines. Hi, 91, you're live on the air. Who am I speaking with?
This is Justice.
Hey, Justice. What's your question, comment, or concern?
No, I just wanted to comment on how I purchased my home about a month and a half ago, my first home.
Please.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations. Tell us.
Yes. So how did it go for you? What frustrated you the most? All that stuff.
I was surprised at how easy the process was. I had set kind of like a New Year's resolution that I wanted to buy a house by the end of the year.
That's what's
but I hadn't done, much looking or much work. And then by the time February came, I had met with a real estate agent. 2 weeks later, we had went and, looked at properties, and I found the one that I really wanted. He had showed me one, and, I just told him straight up that I didn't like it. It wasn't my style. It's not what I wanted. So I was able to tell him what it was that I was looking for, and he found me something within that budget that I had. And, 2 weeks later, we were having, appraisals and inspections and exchanging paperwork and all that stuff.
That's what's up. It's all love on this show. Shout your real estate agent out.
The plug. He's plugging himself.
My real estate agent was John Clark with Long and Foster.
Shout out to John Clark.
Oh, okay. I thought you was about to say Chase.
Oh, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Okay. Well, shout out to him.
But you guys mentioned how, that real estate agent is, really essential in that.
It
and
is.
John definitely, he earned, that commission check because he was that real estate agent who was out there at 10:30 making repairs on the house so we could close.
Wow.
Shout out to John again.
Absolutely.
Yes, we signed, we closed, I had the keys, and then we had that bad storm. So, the fence kind of got all messed up. He was out there after we had already closed, and he was out there repairing my fence.
Oh, he's a good one.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Congratulations on your home, man. Congratulations on becoming a homeowner.
Absolutely.
That's a new title.
Thank you. There was definitely, you guys mentioned some opposition, and, I had friends, asking me, why are you buying a house? You're still young.
Wow.
You could buy a new car. And I was thinking, I'm like, I don't want to do that because if I buy a car, that's just another depreciating asset.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Buying a house now, I'm making money from it, and the money that I'm making, I'm not paying my own mortgage.
Exactly.
There you go. You got it.
Yes, he does have it.
You buy the house first, then you buy the car.
Yes.
Right.
Well, great, Justice. Congratulations to you again.
Thank you.
And thank you for calling in and sharing your story.
No problem. Take care.
All right, you too. Keep those calls coming in, 757-823-9110. If it's ringing for a long time, stay on the phone. Thanks. Hi, 91, you're live on the air. Who am I speaking with?
You're speaking with Kelvin.
Hey, Kelvin. Where's your question, comment, or concern, sir?
My question is, why is the market here in Hampton Roads so much higher than, say, other states? Say like in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. Buying a home is so much cost higher here than I would pay in Georgia, and I can get more house than I would here. So I'm trying to always understand that.
Well, you're not incorrect in what you're saying as far as the housing market is a little bit more expensive here, but also the earning potential and the incomes here are a little bit more higher than what you see a little further down south in your Georgias and your South Carolinas. So because there's a little bit more, or there's more money coming into the Hampton Roads area, that does cause for higher demand in housing, just like in Northern Virginia or, further up north. Those homes are sometimes double or triple what we pay here. Same thing with taxes, but the earning potential is a little higher. Well, so housing prices are always going to be set based upon what the economy in that area is driving.
And you also, in this Hampton Roads area, we have, 3 bases?
Exactly. We're heavy military.
I was one for 24 years. So I know.
Yeah. So when the boats come in, the first thing, they're already taught, go out here, purchase a house if you're here for 2 years or more. So they use that VA loan, which is amazing, and purchase their home. And so that's why you have your bidding wars now, and that's what actually keep us real estate agents alive, like and builders and investors.
But this is still a good market to buy, just because it seems a little higher than some areas. One thing about higher prices is that shows for people who own homes in the latter years that there was a chance for appreciation, which is what buying a house is all about. It's an asset. So you want to see those values going up some so that your asset can appreciate. Right.
Just look at, for example, look at Detroit. When they took out the how they make the cars and everything, when they took that out of Detroit, you can buy a whole street of homes for $15,000.
Right.
You know, so you want to buy in an area like this to keep the value in your house. You know, versus buying in a lower area.
Right. And you'll always have traffic to where you'll always be able to rent a home out. That's what I tell people here in this area. You never have to fear buying here because as long as their base is here, there are always going to be people who are coming who, though we encourage home ownership, they may not be ready to buy just that moment. They've got to get a lay of the land. So you'll always have people who are ready to rent your property, pay on your mortgage for a little while.
Yeah.
Your home here will always be an asset to you.
And to kind of piggyback on that, if you want to now, because those college students get kind of crazy, but we have a whole lot of universities here as well.
Absolutely.
So grad
I
students.
got two in Norfolk State.
See,
So,
there you go. Woo, woo. First of all,
And
yes,
that's you.
Spartans. Yes.
Spartans.
Yes. Behold.
and as soon as that last one graduates,
Pirates
we
stand
might be
up.
moving, so.
Yuck. I know. Just joking. All right. Well, thank you for calling in, Mr. Kelvin.
All right, thank you.
All righty. Bye-bye. 823-9110, 823-9110. We'll take one more call, and then we're going to get back to the flow of the show. Hi, 91, you're live on the air. Who am I speaking with?
Anthony?
Hey, Anthony. What's your question, comment, or concern?
I have a comment.
Go ahead.
I bought a house about 3 years ago in Hampton, so I was calling to say that I went through OVM Financial.
Hey,
You went through Cynthia?
Yes.
Oh.
Hey, Aunt.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Awesome.
That's like my little brother right there.
Okay. So how was it? How was Cynthia's team and the process and all of that stuff?
Her and Anita were great.
Danita
was
Hayes?
Anita.
Anita,
Cox.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Anita Cox.
Yeah. And it was fun. It was a good, it was something new, something I never done before. It was my first time buying a house. They walked me through everything well and helped me to understand where I didn't understand and where I would say the hardest part was filling out all of the paperwork, and that's just because I'm a tad bit lazy. Just a little bit. You got to know me to know that. But it was, other than that, it was a great process. It was a good job. I had a great time, and I thank OVM and Cynthia and Anita. They did a great job, and I'm happy with the house we got. Anita had to do a lot of searching, a lot of looking, and she found what we liked the most, and it was a great time.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
That's amazing. That is amazing when you have supporters like this and that call in and listen. You can tell that she's a great loan officer and
knowledgeable too.
Knowledgeable as well. But just for someone to call in, listen to the show and call in, that's amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thanks, Aunt.
Thanks.
Appreciate you.
Yep. Holler at you later. And I want to give a shout out to my mama.
Bye, boy. Love you. Bye.
See you later. I love our listeners. 823-9110, 823-9110. We're talking about becoming a homeowner for the very first time. I'm sitting with Cynthia Lewis and Chase Womack. We'll ask one more question and then we'll get right back to the music because I know that's why you love Hot 81. So, how much does credit impact the ability to purchase a home? How much does it impact? Is it better that I have a whole lot of cash? Let's just say my granddaddy just died and he left me with $100,000, but my credit is boo-boo. Or I don't have a whole lot of cash and my credit is A1. Is credit king in this thing or cash king or go ahead?
credit definitely is going to weigh a little bit more nowadays than what it used to. Once upon a time, if you had mediocre credit or even bad credit, but you had cash, so to speak, you could buy. I mean, you could get into this game. But I think the economy and the industry has learned their lesson from, the crash, the boom, the dark days, whatever you want to call it. And so now credit does play a huge factor. So you definitely have to be credit ready to start into the process. Okay. And you want to be credit ready because if you come in subpar, I mean, there are some products that allow you to go a little lower than the average means. But if you come in, you're going to be susceptible to the higher interest rates, the higher fees, the higher costs. And again, buying a home is an investment. So when you invest, you want to invest the smartest way possible. Right. When you buy your house, you want to do the same thing. Come in as strong as possible.
Sounds good.
And to add on the credit part, a lot of people don't understand you're getting $300,000.
Right. Exactly.
It's not the house that has the mortgage.
It's you. Right?
It's you. So, you have to be credit worthiness so they feel comfortable that you're going to pay them that $300,000 back.
So let's get into it. What kind of credit do I need? What kind of credit score do I need?
On average, you're going to want to start. Most lenders you're going to see across the board are about a 620 to get in on your government products, your FHAs, your VAs, your VHDA. Some lenders will go down to a 580, but again, though it can be done, like I said, you want to come in as an investment, invest wisely, come in strong as possible, because at 580, you're not going to get the best rates available to you. You're going to get that we can get you in rate. 620 is a great place to start. 640 is an even better place to start. Once you get into the 700s, if you can get to 720 and over, then you're what, in the mortgage world, they're going to consider the creme de la creme. Yep. Or, you put yourself in the position to not only get, but demand, the best rates available to you, the best fees available to you. So that's kind of that spectrum of where you want to be to get started.
And you definitely want that because as you're paying your mortgage, why not try to get the lowest payment as possible?
Exactly.
Right. And some people say, well, I'm going to go to this loan officer because they take a 580. But if you get a 620, you may be eligible to get a grant. Just like in Norfolk, they're giving the grants $20,000.
Yeah.
So, but you have to have a 620. And people get mad every day. Well, your loan officer don't take a 600. I got a 600. They'll take low as a 580. But if you got a 600, it's 20 more points.
And then in the credit world, great point, Chase.
Right.
In the credit world, 60, 70 points is nothing.
Right.
Sometimes that's a matter, which is where the education in all of this comes from.
Right.
Sometimes with credit, 60, 70 points, that's a matter of, hey, this $500 credit card limit that you have that you got at $499, I need you to pay that down to $100.
Right.
And that's going to get you 60 or 70 points. That'll put you in a better position. So as the professionals, that's our job. That's our responsibility to not just get you qualified, but look at your profile and make sure we're putting you in the best position possible. And if we can put you in a better position, take a few minutes to discuss and do that as well.
I love it. Becoming a homeowner, we have Cynthia Lewis here and Chad Womack.
Chase.
And Chase. Who was Chad? Who was Chad? Lord, Khilo. 757-823-9110. Call in so I can mess up your name too, okay? Keep it locked to Hot 91. Hampton Roads Voices.
She pop that, the way that she work that, the way that she twerk that. I'm about to catch a charge, cause I wanna murk that. Kill it, baby girl, back that, to my dog, Mr. Fat Track. Can I take that? Cornbread, bake that. Booty like a Big Mac, booty like a book sack. Internet tag that, put your body on me like a magnet.
Body by Cupid, Hot 91, your choice for hip hop and R&B soul. Hampton Roads Voices. Be a homeowner. That's what we've been talking about all show long, and it's been a really great show. You've been calling in, sharing how you just purchased your home last month, or sharing that you're going to be buying a home and you have questions. And it's just been very, very educational. I'm learning a lot, and I dabble in real estate myself, and you know, you can never learn too much. All right, so any last minute questions, 757-823-9110, 823-9110. We have special guest experts here, Cynthia Lewis, mortgage loan originator with OVM Financial, and Chase Womack, real estate agent with Providence Realty. Okay, so last but not least, let's get into the really important questions. Let's try to make this as educational and informational as possible. So the loan products that are on the market, you've kind of named them more than once, Cynthia, but what kind of loans are available currently for potential homeowners, and which loan is best for which potential customer?
Sure. So to give a quick rundown, you have your VHDA, which offers a variety of products under their own. So they offer VHDA FHA Plus, which is 100% financing. They offer VHDA Conventional, which is 3% down. And then they actually offer VHDA VA, which a lot of people aren't aware of, but is very rarely used. Then you have the FHA, which gives you a 3.5% down payment required. Then you have Conventional, typically starts off at 3%. For some lenders have 5%, and some lenders require 10%
down payment.
10% down payment, correct. And then you have the VA loan, which if you are, the only way to utilize that loan is if you are active duty or have served and are retired from the armed services. That loan is a great product as well, offers 100% financing to thank those for their services, and it gets them in a home with no money down.
Wow. Love it. Let me go and enlist tomorrow then. See what I come up with. Sure. All right, that's what's up. Let's get to the phone lines for our last minute calls. Hi, 821. Oh, all right then. All right, so we have those type of, hey, we can do this though. All right, so we have those type of loan products. Okay. Is there a way that we can not be VA and then not pay for anything out of pocket? Is that possible?
There are programs that offer 100% down payment, and that's that VHDA FHA loan that I was mentioning, which does give a 0% money down or 100% financing. But also, as Chase had mentioned earlier in the show, there are cities that offer grants.
Right.
So if you don't qualify for VA, if you don't qualify necessarily for VHDA, you can get a grant. You know, check with your whatever city you're looking to buy in. Norfolk's very big. Chesapeake's very big. I know Hampton and Newport News, they're heavy as well. They have grants sometimes up to 20, 30, 50,000 I've seen. So always do your research, even though your loan officer and your agent should know. As your homeowner, as a future homeowner, do your due diligence as well.
Right.
Could you, tell us about those grants, Chase? Chase.
Well, I definitely know Norfolk and Portsmouth definitely have grants, and you have to take basically a weekend course, home buyers course. They sit you in the class. I don't remember how long it is. You get a certificate. 8 hours. 8 hours. It's an 8-hour course.
That's nothing to get some money to buy a home. Mm-hmm. What?
It's an 8-hour course, and you find a home if it's in that city and it qualifies. They give you the grant for that. But I also want to touch on too, because we're touching a lot on the basically no money down. You also have another great product, which is a conventional loan. If you can afford to put down a large down payment, it will save a lot of money because it takes out the PMI.
What is that?
Mortgage insurance.
Private mortgage
insurance. Yeah, private mortgage insurance. The lender feels like, okay, you have more skin in the game now, and that it saves. If your payment, if you was using a regular loan, FHA loan, say if your loan was $1,000, and now you're doing conventional, you can save like $300 to $400 because now you don't have the PMI on it. And so if you can afford to put down a larger down payment, it will benefit you more. And a lot of people, it's not as we don't explain that to a lot of people because it's like, okay, if you don't have the money, or our first mind as real estate agents, okay, we're trying to get you to the closing table as little money as possible down. But if you want to keep the house for 5-10 years, like, you can actually save money if you can afford to put down a down payment.
Yeah, that would make sense, because if you got a whole lot of cash,
right,
and then you put down a whole lot of cash, of course, and then your loan is a little bit, so you pay it off faster. Now the house is yours,
right.
So that would make
more
sense.
You didn't pay $600,000 for a $300,000 loan.
Correct. And he mentioned a good point about that PMI or MIP, whichever type of loan you get. You know, I want the listeners to be clear, make no mistake, that is not an insurance to benefit you as the buyer.
Right.
That is an insurance that is like not even as good as gap insurance, honestly. It is something that is put in place by the banks to ensure that if you are to default on your loan, that they will get a portion of the money that they've insured back. So basically, within your mortgage, you're paying a fee monthly. So as he said, the more you can put down, you know, if you can get to that 20% mark, the better, because you don't have to pay it. But if you can't pay that up front, because we all don't necessarily have a lump sum to put down, the more motivated you are, pay your payments. If you can pay extra payments, make bi-weekly payments. Those things do help to cut into that principal. And once you hit that 20% mark, especially if you can accelerate it, then you can go and refinance, or you can even call some banks and just have them remove that PMI altogether.
Okay.
And it's very important. And like she said, it's to ensure the bank. And that's another reason why they have to get updated paperwork and everything. That's very important to a loan officer. Newer realtors and buyers, we get frustrated at them because we don't understand their process of what they have to do after the documents are sealed and closed. They have to make sure that that file is secure. They have everything on that file just in case that loan gets into default.
Gotcha. Man, we have learned so much on this episode of Hampton Roads Voices, Become a Homeowner. I do want to give this platform for our special guest experts to go ahead and throw out their information, but their phone numbers are on our Facebook page, WNSB 91.1 FM. Let's go with ladies first. Cynthia Lewis from OVM Financial. If you have a website, go ahead. Social media, if you want to do that. I don't know if you want people in your business. Phone number, of course, and then email address.
Sure. So, name Cynthia Lewis, phone number 757-822-0330. You can email me at Cynthia, CYNTHIA, at OVM, Oscar Victor Mary, financial.com. And you can follow me on Instagram at MZILOAN2U, Miss I Loan to You.
I like that, Cynthia. All right, and then Chase.
It's your favorite realtor, Chase Womack. You can definitely find me on Instagram at any time at Mr._real estate VA. My website, well, not my website, my email address is KennedyHomesLLC@gmail.com.
How do you spell Kennedy?
KENADIE. KENADIE.
Okay.
Homes.com. HomesLLC@gmail.com.
Okay.
I definitely appreciate the opportunity. I want everybody that's looking for a home, you can do it. You just have to take that step. Be encouraged. It's not a hard process. That's our job, to help you out and help you through the headaches or whatnot. But we'll get you through it. You have to take that step. Call us, and we'll get you through it. Or just call somebody.
Somebody.
We want you to. I am encouraging everyone to be a homeowner in this generation, because you can do it. If you're paying rent, especially if you're paying over $1,000 a month, you can do it.
Absolutely. And not to get too woke, because you know Khilo can get woke, but if you are a minority, especially my minority women, you need to be owning something, ownership. Okay?
Speak it.
Yes. So, like I said earlier in the show, if you want to get some more of this show, it will be up in the middle of the week on our YouTube page, Hampton Roads Voices. Get this episode and past episodes. And thank you so much to our listeners of Hampton Roads Voices. Since I've been producing and hosting the show for a year, it has been amazing. I have met so many great people. I have heard from you all, and it seems that you guys have been helped from just the little small topics that I just come up with in my office, and I'm like, this might help somebody. So I'm glad that you guys listen and that you guys are avid fans of the particular show. But this is my last show, so thank you so very much. It's bittersweet, bitter because I'm leaving, but sweet because I'm on to bigger and better things. You know, if you listening to Khilo, she was on her way somewhere. Okay. So I said earlier that we were going to have a really great host and producer now that's going to be taking over in June. And her name is Bonita Adams. Yes. And I know you're thinking, Bonita Adams.
That's what I was thinking.
So familiar. But if you have been raised, not even raised, but here in the Hampton Roads area for some time now and watched Channel 13 or Channel 10, correct?
Yes.
Channel 3, Channel 13 or Channel 3, then you definitely know Miss Bonita Adams. Yes. I remember seeing her in the helicopter and telling us about the traffic. Yes.
Me too, yeah.
Yes, Miss Bonita. Tell us about I-264, Miss Bonita. Yes. So she's going to be taking over the show, and so we're going to be taking a little short break, but when she comes, man, she's coming with a very explosive show, explosive guest, and an explosive topic, okay? So I need you to keep it locked right here because Friday, we don't know which one yet, in June, is going to be great. Thank you so much for listening. It is Hampton Roads Voices. Tune in on Sunday for the rebroadcast at noon. It's Hot 91.